Hello everybody, my name is Adam and today we are going to go on another slingshot making adventure. We will be making the VanHellSling Slingshot by Tom K. So let's just give a big shout out to Tom K for uploading the template, aka Scarface Tom. We will also be using this 1/2 inch thick piece of aluminum. So this is going to be a task to work, but we can do so. We have a drill press, a bandsaw, a bit of routing, and a whole lot of sanding to do. I used to do this just using a drill press and some hand files. So, you know, with this, a drill bit and some sandpaper, it's all you need. I got some really good frames using just these basic tools. So, you know, if you want to give it a shot, this is all you need. So now that we got that all cleared out of the way, let's turn on some power and get going. Oh yeah. Scissors and a glue stick. Now comes the hard part. The first thing I'm going to do is to make a scribe marking just in case my template falls off from the heat from the drill press. And once that's done, I'm going to be drilling out all of the holes, and then I'm going to be drilling the holes all the way around the circumference of the template. Once that process is done, it should look something like this. However, it has lots of piths in between the holes, so I need to saw those out. I've used this handsaw in the past, but I do have a bandsaw, so I will be using the bandsaw in this video in order to show how some of that process is done. It is quite the task. If all you have is a handsaw, use a handsaw. It takes more time, but it can be done. As you can see, the cutting is slow. I do have a small bandsaw. It is only 10 inches, but it does help me out with a lot of the things that I do. A bigger bandsaw would do a lot more cutting a lot faster. However, all the piths have been removed and cut, and the template is now ready to be separated from the aluminum sheet. Now that the aluminum slingshot is free from the aluminum sheet, it has lots of jagged edges which will need to be hand filed and sanded. Remember, a hand drill works just fine for this. However, I do have a drill press, so I will be using that to drill a lanyard hole and some tube holes. All holes for this slingshot frame are now drilled, and I've decided to put an easy band attachment method system on it, which are slots leading towards the tube holes. Some things with slingshots are patented, but this is my own personal frame, so I feel confident in doing it. Upon making this frame, the aluminum sheet had a lot of debris on it from past epoxy projects, so I've decided to use a solvent to clean it up. Acetone works well. I'm going to use a router in which I recently purchased for the first time. I plan on rounding off the edges as well as put band slots on it. If you don't have a router, sandpaper and hand files will do this part just fine. Microfiles from start to finish work very well on band slots. However, these were already done on the router, so I just need to smooth them out with the microfiles. I have a orbital sander attached to a drill press vise because I don't have another vise, but it does work. I don't want to tighten it too much because I don't want to break it. But before I do anything, as far as scales go, I want to sand this down first, because it will make it a lot easier once I put scales on to not have to sand really close to the scale with the aluminum trying to shine it up. So if I do that part now, and then I can just scuff up where I put the scale, it's going to make things a lot easier. So that's what I'm about to do. Alright, so my sander just died. It just died. So I took it apart with some screwdrivers. I don't think it was from my vise. It just died. Oh no. Oh no. Guess that leaves me no choice. Hand sanding it is. Unfortunately, doing this by hand is going to take a long time, so anyways, that's how she goes. Alright, it's been about 6 hours. I'm still at 220 grit. Good news is I'm done with the 220 and I've started with the 320. I have these holes here that I need to sand, these slots, the band slots here. It takes a lot of time, but that's where I'm at, working on those little things. So I'm up to 400. We'll be sanding it, and then I'll see if I need to go back down to 320 or maybe even 220.
You're getting hot. Maybe you should sit in the shade and do that. With those socks and runners and shorts. Go sit in the shade over there. Thank you, Dalton.
So I'm up to 500 grit. Getting there. Alright, so here it is all finished up, the VanHellSling Slingshot, full aluminum frame, 1/2 inch aluminum. I really love this design. Tom, you did a great deed by uploading this design. I just want to say thank you. We're about to take some shots. I got a pop can about 15-20 paces away from me. I haven't warmed up yet, so we'll see how it shoots. That's all up to the shooter and how much the shooter gets to practice, of course. First shot's a miss. Went to the right. Second shot. There we go. There we go. VanHellSling. Alright, the VanHellSling Slingshot. Lighter on the log. See if we can hit it. Just a little to the left. Really echoed off the trees behind it. There we go. There we go. Alright, so I just hit the top. But would have hit the base, it would have blew up. Oh well. Still a hit.